Greetings and welcome back to Afrique CyberGuard Academy. In this tutorial, we are going to be speaking, this lab has the title, Linux command line. So let us just get into it. Approximately it should be taking 30 minutes, and some of the objectives are that we're going to be running to gain knowledge on running Linux commands and then search and run previous bash commands in the time. But that is the way it goes, so we have to start it. It is about to come up, so therefore we need to be a little bit patient. So this lab is pretty much simple. It has no complication. It is just an introductory to Linux command line, simple things, and of course the Linux operation system. So if you're somebody who is already working with Linux, or maybe you've interacted with Linux before, then it should not be a challenge. But if you're also a beginner, well, these are the very first introductory parts of a Linux system. So in this lab, we are actually going to be using both Linux, but we are going to be demonstrating using. Let us see. So we have started our lab already. Say that we're using Windows in tax 1. So we come to the details and we show the details. Okay, and then we can take notice of this public IP installed. Of course, if you have PuTTY, this is an SSH client, so we normally use it for that. So under the host name, got at the details, and then we can go under the connection. Seconds between keep alive, so our file that we've downloaded, our key. So for us to actually log into the EC2 instance, and remember this is go to SSH, and then we come to auth. SSH, where we are downloaded our file. There it is. So not over click the auth, just get at the auth, just click at it once. Okay, sometimes it might be a little bit confusing if so we can accept. So we are logging in as the EC2 user. We are logging in as the EC2. Of course, if you are to be using the Linux for Linux users, macOS and Linux users would download the permission to allow us to execute that particular file, and we will SSH into the EC2 instance. It just has to run. Here is the who. So who is this? Who am I? Right. So this is the EC2 user that is logged in into this system. S, just to give us, so it is giving us the IP address. Okay, we can check the other. You need to check all these things, and that's why it is good to understand the whole basics, why we need all these. Okay, the information about the users who are logged in and other additional information, so we can get the name of the PID, comment, and exit. So it is important because as an administrator, you might actually want to know who logged into the computer, what did they do, at what particular time, which line did they use. Okay, we can do a time zone. So yeah, so we can do Nairobi just to get time zone. But that is okay. So okay, a little bit something that I've not done right. The date in Nairobi and the exact time that is in Nairobi. Of course, we can also do the calc J. Day is 258th. Do 258th day of the year. Okay, that is to cal S. Just give us a breakdown of this particular. So this is September, of course. So this one just gives a breakup, bending with what we want. So you see, if you do The date format changes a little bit. Yeah, that is just how Linux commands actually work. It is good also not to copy paste these commands so that you get to understand them from the go, because as somebody who is going to be an administrator, you are going to be using names that we can actually use, because Linux is used almost everywhere. Okay, so if we do ID EC2 all this, if you expand, you'll get to see a whole of that. Okay, so in task 3, we want to get the history. So this one is good because sometimes you might want to know what are some of the other things that people have on the date. There it is. So it still gives us September, Saturday, September, and the Linux command line. That is it. Okay, so once you are done, so you can clear just that way to clear your terminal, and you are done. So remember always to once you're done with it, this lab unfortunately doesn't have a submit button, but the lab okay, let me check this particular lab. Therefore, that is all that we need to do. I think there's kind of because it ought to have had a submission. Okay, but just that's it. Okay, so it's already submitted. Because I had submitted, I already have a grade. But in your case, you will submit. Yes. Sorry for that. I just forgot that. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next lab.